my adorable students. How are you all? I hope all of you are doing really great. Today we are going to learn about determiners. So let's start our class today.
So what are determiners? Determiners are the words that are used before the nouns to determine or fix their meaning. Determiners are always followed by a noun. Example: a boy, this book, my house. In these examples, a, this, my are the determiners and boy, book and house are the nouns. Let us know more about determiners. Determiners always precedes means comes before. They always precedes nouns. They are the function words. What are the function words? In English grammar, a function word is a word that expresses a grammatical or structural relationship. So, determiners act as the function words that expresses the structural relationship with noun. Determiners don't carry any specific definition or meaning. So now let's discuss about the type of determiners. Basically, we have 7 type of determiners. These are articles, demonstratives, possessives, quantifiers, distributives, numerals and interrogatives. Let us start with articles. As you have already learnt articles in your previous chapter, so let us just quickly revise them. As you all know, there are 3 articles: a, an, the. A and an are indefinite articles, whereas we consider the as definite article. A and an, where are they used? Yes, a and an are used with singular countable nouns. As we know, a is used with consonant sounds and an is used with, very good, vowel sounds. The is the definite article, so it is used with particular or definite thing or person. Am I clear about articles? So let's move to our second category, that is demonstratives. What are demonstratives? A determiner used to demonstrate the identity of the thing referred by the following noun. They include this, these, that, those. For example, I like this dictionary. Which dictionary do I like? This one. So, this is a demonstrative determiner here. Those items are for sale. Here, those is a demonstrative determiner. This and these indicate the nearness, that and those indicate the distance. This and that are used for singular nouns. These and those are used for plural nouns. Now here you need to note one thing, that demonstrative determiners can also be used as demonstrative pronouns. How we will distinguish? Yes, when these four words, this, these, that, those, when these four demonstratives are followed by the nouns, they modify, then they will act as demonstrative determiners. For example, this is my shirt. Here, this acts as a pronoun. Why? Because this is the subject of the verb is. But if I say, this shirt is mine, here, this is used as a demonstrative determiner. How? Yes, because here this modifies the noun shirt and it is followed by the same noun shirt. So here it is used as demonstrative determiner. Am I clear? Very good. Our next category is of possessives. Determiners that modify the noun following it in order to show the possession. My, her, his, their, our, your, its are the possessive determiners. Why? Because all these words show the possession. For example, my book is at the table. Whose book is at the table? My book. So my is a possessive determiner. Again, I would like to tell you that possessive determiners are different from possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns can stand alone and they are not followed by the nouns. Whereas possessive determiners are always followed by the nouns. Example, this book is mine. Mine is showing possession. Here, mine is a possessive pronoun. How? Yes, because it stands alone. It is not followed by a noun. But if I say, this is my book, here my is a possessive determiner. Why? Because it is followed by a noun and it is modifying the noun book. I think possessives are clear to you now. Our next category is of quantifiers. So, a quantifier is a word or a phrase which is used before a noun to indicate its approximate number or amount. Few, a few, little, a little, less, some, much, many are some examples of quantifiers. Quantifiers can be used with both countable and uncountable noun. Let us now see some examples. First one, how much money do you need? Here, what is a quantifier? Much. And it is modifying the noun money. Next, please bring me some water. Water is uncountable noun, but we have used a quantifier some with uncountable noun also. I have a little time to waste. Here, a little is the quantifier. Now, let us see uses of some important quantifiers. First one is some. Where do we use some? Yes, Some is used in affirmative sentences. Affirmative means positive sentences with countable nouns. Example, I have some good idea on the subject. This is an affirmative sentence, so some is used for the noun idea. Next, where do we use any? Any is used in sentence with a negative meaning and in question to ask whether something exists or not. For example, we haven't got any milk left. Here, milk is uncountable noun and haven't is showing the negative meaning. That's why we have used any with milk. Now let us see where do we use little and much. Little and much denotes amount or quantity. Little indicates a small amount or quantity, whereas much indicates a large amount or quantity. For example, there is little hope of his recovery. Little hope means very less. He did not speak much English. Here we are talking about large quantity. Clear? Next, few and many are used with plural countable nouns to indicate number. For example, few people attended the rally. How many people? Few. Just like little, few indicates a small number of something, whereas many indicates a large number of things. Few people attended the rally. We are talking about less number of people. And if I am saying we met many years ago, it means that I am talking about, yes, more number of years. Is it clear now? Yes, most of the students find it difficult where to use few or a few, little or a little. As you know that few refers to a small number. But what is difference between few and a few? Few refers to a very small number which is approximately equal to 0, whereas a few refers to a small number without any emphasis. Example, only few students were absent today. It means only 1 or 2 students were absent today, not more than that. But in next sentence, I said only a few students were absent today. Here I am giving emphasis on the students who were absent. Although there were not a lot of students who were absent, but yes, there were some students who were absent. So, now let us see the difference between few, a few and little and a little. We use the word few when we want to talk about the quantity of something. Usually, we use it when we want to talk about a small quantity. For example, only few students were absent today. In this sentence, we used few to indicate that only 1 or 2 students were absent. Most of them were present. However, if we add a few in the same sentence, for example, only a few students were absent today. Here we are saying that some students of the class were absent. It's still not a lot of them, but the emphasis is on the fact that there are some who were absent and not that their number is small. I think it is clear to you now. Let us now see difference between little and a little. Little and a little follow the same pattern as few and a few. The only difference is that we use few and a few with countable nouns and in plural form, and we use little and a little with uncountable noun. Let us understand this with an example. For example, we had little time to prepare before we had to go. Here we are saying that we didn't have a lot of time before we had to go. But in the second sentence, we had a little time to prepare before we had to go. We are saying that we had some time in hand. Not a lot of it, but we do have some time. So we can say that few and little shows approximately 0, whereas a few and a little shows that we have something. Although not a lot, but we have something. I think the concept is clear to you now. Our next category is distributives. What are distributives? The determiners that determine a group or an individual within a group. For example, all, both, either, or, each, every, other, another, neither, several, most are the distributives. Let us see an example. All the cities in India are overcrowded. It means I am talking about all the cities in India. Clear? Now let us see where do we use all. All refers to every person or thing in a particular group. It takes plural verb if followed by a plural noun, and it takes singular verb if followed by a singular noun. Let us see example. If I say all students were present today, I am talking about students. Students is a plural noun. So we are using were. That is a plural verb. And in second sentence, all that is true is always good. Here that is singular. So we are using singular noun. Next is both. Where do we use both? Both is used to emphasize that the two persons or things are involved. Example, both Udit and Sonu are good singers. In this sentence, I am referring to both the persons. Next is each and every. Each and every points to all the individuals or things in a group of persons and things. For example, each visitor is treated well. Here I mean that all the visitors who were part of a group, each visitor was treated well. Every child would have milk today. I am referring to each and every individual child. I think it is clear to you now. Our next word is most. Most indicates nearly all of a group or amount. For example, most of us are afraid of death. Most here shows that approximately all of us are afraid of death. Exceptions are everywhere, but still here this most refers to everyone, that most of us are afraid of death. Next is several. Several usually indicates an indefinite number that is not very large but is more than 2. For example, she has met me several times before. It shows that she has not met me a lot of times, but yes, she has met me more than 2 times. So that's why I am saying she has met me several times before. Our next category is numerals. We can also classify them as quantifiers, but we are making a separate category. Why? Because numerals can also be classified as cardinals and ordinals. Cardinals tell us quantity. Example 1, 2, 3, 4, 100, 150 are the cardinals. Ordinals express order of things in a sequence. First, second, third are the ordinals. Clear? Our last category of determiners is interrogatives. Interrogatives inquire about a thing or a person. Which, who, what are the interrogatives. Example, which book do you like the most? Here, which is followed by a noun. That's why it is an interrogative determiner. Whose book is that? Whose is followed by a noun. That's why here it is used as an interrogative determiner.
I hope determiners are clear to you now. So, do your exercise neatly and we will meet in our next video. Till then, stay home, stay safe, bye-bye and take care.